And a good afternoon to you on this Tuesday. Very warm weather is with us and with us for a while. I see us staying warm basically for the next 7 days. This is going to be about a week-long warm-up for our area. Even though we're in the month of March, this is going to be a very impressive stretch of some weather here. Temperatures this afternoon, we're able to get into the mid-70s as we go through the rest of the week. It should only get a little warmer than that into the upper 70s and, well, even the low 80s as well. There are still some question marks. Those questions start to creep in when it comes to the possibility of maybe any rain potential. That rain chance kind of comes our way as we go into the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up. But here is what we have right now. Earlier today, hitting those mid 70s around the region. Right around 75 to 76 degrees from Greensboro to Burlington, Winston-Salem. If you're wondering, well, hey, what about right now? Is that the warmest that we've been throughout the year? Is that the warmest of 2026 so far? That's not quite the case, at least not yet. Temperature was about 76 back on Sunday. We weren't quite that warm today, but we are going to be getting really warm over the next couple of days. And once we get above that, closer to the 80-degree mark, that's when we should start to be seeing some more of those impressive numbers. Hey, take a look at this. Beautiful sunset around the area. Burlington looking really nice at the moment. We've had some decent amount of high clouds, the wispy cirrus clouds. Those always make for the most beautiful sunsets, and we have a really nice one. This was actually several minutes ago, so we're still keeping some of that nice color in the sky. Here's a live look at Winston-Salem. Same situation there. A beautiful sight to be seeing, of course. And in Greensboro, maybe not quite as much color here. We're not looking in the right direction either way. But if you're curious about, what are those sunsets looking like over the next several days? What about sunrises as well? Well, take a look here. Sunset happened tonight at 6:17. In about 2 weeks from now, well, it's happening around 7:30. Don't forget, this is the weekend. We set those clocks ahead by 1 full hour. You do that coming up on Saturday night, heading in to Sunday morning. The downside of this is that our sunrises do go back a little closer to 7:30 in the morning. But hey, we're above 12 hours of daylight 2 weeks from now, and it's just off to the races from there. We'll actually be pushing an 8 o'clock sunset about 6 weeks from now. A couple of numbers for today, of course, as we went throughout the day in Greensboro or wherever you might be located. 75 was the high. That's about 17 degrees above average. What's crazy to me is you look at the averages here and then you look at the records. 84 and 10. A 74-degree swing in possible temperatures this time of year is really, really impressive stuff. So there's just a lot of warmth that's accessible this time of year, but it's not really the case in the last couple of months. So March is when we start to see the bigger, more intense push and pull tug of war between winter and the approaching warmer summer season as well. What's the weather pattern that's giving us this warmth? Well, it's pretty simple. You've got high pressure offshore. That's going to act as a bit of a heat pump here across the southeast with more of a southerly and southwesterly wind over these next couple of days. Warmth will be moving into the area for tomorrow afternoon. I don't see any chance for some rain. Temperature should be in the mid 70s for highs and maybe some upper 70s for highs as well. One of the factors for tomorrow, in fact, let me pull that up for you right now, is the possibility of some fog. So we don't really have that this evening, but early tomorrow morning, it is possible there could be a little bit of this in our area, more likely for our southern counties. Just kind of keep that in mind. There might be a little bit of patchy fog to start the day. Once we get into the rest of the week, only warmer weather will continue. For Friday, we should be able to break some record highs. But if you're watching closely on this, you'll notice there are at least a couple of daily pop-up showers or thunderstorms. That's not something we've really dealt with or seen in a long, long time. So do we have a good chance for rain over the next 5 days? And not so much. There's at least some rain potential here, but overall, we're looking at spotty showers or a spotty thunderstorm as a possibility. Low chances for that going into Friday and a little low chance for Saturday. But by Sunday, there's the potential of maybe a few more widespread showers, possibly even a thunderstorm. So bottom line, the rain chance overall are pretty low, but once you get toward the end of the weekend, Sunday into Monday, that's when those chances do tend to go up a little bit. And that's something for us to keep an eye on. If we look a little bit on a closer view, tomorrow's dry and warm, Friday's dry and warm for the most part. And then Sunday here, you can see how this model is trying to at least present the opportunity of a couple pop-up showers and storms on your Sunday. But we're not looking at a lot of significant rainfall here. Just kind of keep this in mind if you have outdoor plans. Going way ahead into next week, there is going to be a cold front that puts an end to all this. So we're very warm through Wednesday. We pretty much know that. Once you get toward next Thursday, that's when things should start to change. So take a look here. This will be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That should be the next big cold front that we see. And it might be pretty significant in terms of a temperature drop. It'll definitely change our mindset going from spring back toward some, late winter type of feels. It's not going to be freezing cold, but we could have, again, some frosty potential is still within the cards. Our average last frost or freeze is in, early April. So we have a ways to go. We tend to kind of recommend to you probably not a good idea to start planting until you get to around tax day. Don't forget, going into the end of this weekend, and that's early next week as well, those are those time changes and something that we'll have to consider. Don't forget to do that now. Nowadays, it's pretty hard to forget, but got to say it anyway. There's a couple in every crowd. Looking at the next 7 days of our area's life, we're in the upper 70s and low 80s for Thursday into Friday. And looking ahead to the weekend, the chance of rain is pretty low, but it's there, especially on Sunday into Monday. Those will be the times that we have to kind of watch things a little bit to see if there's any chance for a few rain showers. Early next week, still staying warm and above average. We'll be in the upper 70s for Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, right around 80 degrees. That should be the last day of the big warmth before we welcome in a big cool down after that. That's the type of weather that should bring us back into the 50s and 60s for highs, with possibly some 30s for morning lows. We'll be back in just about 2 minutes with more on Carolina weather.